"You're late," Silas Boone muttered, eyes squinting against the grit the wind carried through the canyon. The train had groaned into Dry Creek an hour past noon. Now, in the dying sun, the woman stepped off the platform with nothing but a knotted satchel and a limp that slowed her to half a pace. She didn't answer, just stared at him like a hawk eyeing something wounded. Silas took off his hat. "I'm Silas Boone." "I figured," she said. Her voice wasn't soft. It was the kind that had been used to saying no. They rode in silence. The wagon's wheels screeched over stone. He glanced sideways. She kept her hand over her satchel like it held something heavier than cloth. Her eyes didn't wander. Not to the ridges. Not to the moon creeping into the sky. Just forward. "You ever been out this way?" he asked. She didn't answer at first. Not since the war. That was all. The house came into view. Rough wood, a porch patched with new planks, a rusted horseshoe nailed above the door. The kind of place a man built alone and maintained out of guilt. Silas pulled the mules to a stop. She stepped down without help. "You can sleep inside," he said. "First room on the left. There's a bolt on the door." She nodded, then walked past him and into the house like she owned every board in it. Next morning, the skillet hissed. Bacon cracked in grease, and the eggs curled brown at the edges. "You cook," she said, stepping into the kitchen, her scar catching the morning light. "Didn't expect to," he said. She sat down, started eating. No prayer, no fuss. Just ate like she'd worked a long day already. "What's your name?" he asked. She looked up from the plate. "Etta Jameson." He nodded, chewing slowly. "Jameson, Missouri." "Lawrence," she corrected, before it burned. The silence that followed wasn't quiet. It was filled with the sound of her knife scraping the tin plate. Silas shifted in his chair. He'd seen the charred husks of that town once. Long ago, after men in gray and butternut rode through and painted its soil red. "I read about that," he offered. She didn't look up. "You ever lost a town, Mr. Boone?" "No, ma'am." "Then you don't know what reading about it means." By the end of the week, they'd spoken less than a preacher at a poker table. Etta had cleaned the entire root cellar, patched the holes in the kitchen roof, and cut half a cord of firewood without asking. Boone had fixed the water pump and pulled his old rocking chair onto the porch, where he sat watching her in the evenings. She moved different than other women he'd known. No wasted steps, no softness. She kept her Bible close, but never opened it. Boone had noticed the edges were ragged, corners blackened like they'd survived a fire. On the fourth night, she asked, "Why do you send for me?" He sat forward. "I needed someone. This place, it gets heavy,